Good morning, everybody. It is 10:30 in the morning. I am back in my parents' driveway. I just rolled down out of the mountains. I just popped in a load of laundry. I got the hood up, and I got about an hour and a half to kill as the engine cools down enough for me to be able to remove the throttle body and replace the throttle position sensor and do all the little stuff that are still remaining in the engine bay. And then my second project is going to be the temperature gauge. Here's a little short video I shot on the way here this morning of what the problem is. Yeah, well, this is what I'm talking about, guys. The temperature gauge is going crazy on me again. The needle says this thing's overheating, but there's just simply no way. So the temperature gauge pegged all the way to hot. I know that can't be right. I pulled over and I took my laser thermometer and I did a temperature difference check of the thermostat housing, and then I crawled underneath the van and I did another check where the water pump inlet is for the bottom radiator hose, and at the top it read 190 degrees, perfect. I have a 195 degree thermostat in there, and at the bottom of the radiator at the water neck at the water pump, it read 154. So I know there's no way that gauge is correct when it says I'm overheating. Not to mention I would, I'd smell coolant everywhere, it'd be boiling over. So of course there's some, naturally there's something wrong. And there's only a couple choices here. One is the thermostat sensor, or I'm sorry, the engine coolant sensor for the gauge. It took me a couple tries to find the right one, but this is it. When things cool down, I'm going to go ahead and change it. And hopefully that fixes the problem. But since I'm going this far and I've spent so much money, I might as well just do the whole thing. So I'm going to go ahead and check all the grounds, and there's, I think, about 8 or 9 grounds in the engine bay and dashboard area, and make sure those are all good. And I'm going to do, a simple amperage draw check to make sure that the wiring harness doesn't have a short in it somewhere that could cause an errant reading. I went on eBay last week and I was farting around looking for NOS Ford parts, because as in 1986, parts for this van are getting hard to come by. In particular hoses, especially the molded ones, because it's 1 year only and only for 5.0. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. And I picked up an NOS new inbox temperature gauge. I'm going to go ahead and install this. And just in case, this is another part that's getting very, very hard to find. It's called an IVR, and IVR stands for Instrument Voltage Regulator. It goes onto the back of the instrument cluster on the IC board, and that's what it looks like. It's an obsolete part. Nobody carries them anymore, so I had to get it off eBay. Now, for those of you who are interested, it is Napa number IR8. Although I really doubt this is bad. The old one is bad, because if this goes bad, generally all the gauges freak out. Not just the temperature gauge. But I figure I'm there. I know the old one has to be the original from '86. So I might as well change it out to make sure that I see years and years of good service out of this van. So yep, that's what's going on today. My third project that I'd like to get done, because now it's coming due, is the transmission service. I keep meaning to get to it, but things break on me, so I'm constantly having to put it off. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust the bands in the transmission, change the filter, change the fluid. And while I'm down there, since I'm going to have this thing up in the air, kind of, I'm going to go ahead and change the oxygen sensors. Well, there's only one. So, anyways, here they are. I got 2 possibilities, and I don't know which one this van takes, so I bought both, figuring I got a 50-50 shot, and I'll just go get a refund for the one I don't use. So, that's it, guys. I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing fine. The weather's okay. It's cloudy, but it's not raining on me, at least. And yeah, I'll be talking to you guys later.